Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video. So we've been sent another TRYTREATS box in the post, and you guys know that me and the boys love to do these together, so I'm gonna head on into their room so that we can dig into this. So TRYTREATS is a subscription service that sends you snack boxes from all over the world, and so far we have had, where have we had snack boxes from?
Japan, South Korea, and another country that I forgot. It's not China though, because that's what she thinks.
Is it Poland?
No, this one is from Poland. I can't remember where the third one was from, but we have experienced some really nice Asian snacks, haven't we? Asia's the continent. There's lots of different countries in Asia.
India?
It wasn't India, no. But I mean, maybe you guys can tell us. You guys might be able to remember. But I think what I enjoy so much about these boxes is it's a little taste of another culture, and I think especially for families, it's just really nice to do. We certainly enjoy it, don't we, boys?
Yep.
So the packaging always has a little sticker, which is the flag of whatever country your snack box is from. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have known the Polish flag. The only reason I know where this is from is because I've already taken a little sneak peek. And along with your snacks, you also usually get some kind of card with some kind of famous landmark from the country, and also a little fact file about the country that your box is from. You get descriptions of all of the snacks in your snack box, and another little fact card, and usually some kind of recipe. So we've got an addition because little madam here was giving Josh a hard time downstairs. We think maybe she's got a little bit of bellyache, so we thought we'd see if she would be a little bit happier up here with me and the boys. So as I was saying, usually with the boxes as well, you also get some kind of recipe card, which is really nice. This one, it's okay. This one is for Polish paczki. How would you say that word?
Paczki.
Baziki.
Paczki.
Bazki.
Paczki.
Paczki, maybe. I don't really know how to pronounce Polish words, but it's nice to have those little extras in there. So what we normally do is the boys will do rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins gets to kickstart on the choosing. So go ahead, guys.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dang it.
Alright, talk to us, guys.
Okay, so this is what the snack box looks like before we demolish it. And I will say, I do recognise a couple of these snacks. Here in the UK, we tend to have sort of like international aisles in the supermarket, and Polish food is generally in there, or some Polish food anyway. So go ahead, Zach, which snack are you choosing?
I definitely remember one in particular. And one, I'm going to start off with the savoury ones. For example, pretzel sticks.
Yeah, so that's definitely pretzel sticks. Paluski.
Paluski.
Is that how you pronounce it? Once again, not very good at pronouncing Polish words, but these are crispy salt sticks, known to be made from a traditional recipe and the traditional baking process in producing paluski. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. Also results in these snacks containing a relatively low calorie content. So, I mean, in my opinion, they kind of just look like pretzel sticks, don't they, guys?
Yep, exactly like it.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Is it long?
This is what they look like.
Yeah.
They just look like pretzel
It's
sticks.
tasty, but they're longer.
Remember, guys, we're rating them.
Better than normal.
Don't eat like a pig.
But fishy.
They're not fishy.
Yeah.
They're more.
It kind of tastes like a fish then.
It tastes like pretzel.
It feels a little bit more salty than the last pretzel sticks.
Can I have another?
Yeah, you can have another.
There is probably 100 in there.
It just tastes like pretzel to me. Ratings, guys?
I'll go.
I do like pencils, so I'll give this like an 8.
I was going to say the same thing. I like pretzels, so I'll give it an 8.
To me, this is a little bit burnt, so I mean, it's a little bit burning for my taste. Not hot, it just tastes a little bit burnt, so I'm gonna go for
salty, maybe? Is it
maybe, but I'm just gonna give it a 7.
Okay, Eli, you choose. So this is what Eli has chosen, and this is Princessa Longa, and this is by Nestle. Apparently it is a delicious hazelnut flavoured wafer bar featuring extra long layers of crispy wafers filled with a rich and creamy hazelnut filling and then coated in smooth milk chocolate.
You reckon it's like, oh, it's a big bar?
Yeah, so it is literally just one really long bar. That is what it looks like.
Instant 9. That's pretty good.
Me
Is that?
next.
Mm-hmm.
Save best for last, though.
What would you rate that?
I'll give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah,
I'd give that a 9.
because there are more chocolates
Mum
out there
done.
that's better than wafers.
Yeah, it was nice. No, it was, yeah, I know, I agree. I still think it doesn't quite beat British chocolate, like Cadbury's and Galaxy and whatnot, but it was nice.
And Titan bars.
So, is it my turn next?
Yep.
You know, help me choose, Pudding? So I'm seeing quite a running theme in here. There seems to be an awful lot of like wafer bars. But I'm going to move away from the wafer bars, and I have chosen these.
4.
So Bebe Petite. Do you know what? I can't pronounce any of these words, but basically they just look like really cute little biscuits. They remind me of the kind of little biscuits you'd get maybe on the side of a coffee cup. So these are apparently sweet in taste and crunchy in texture, come individually wrapped, and are light and convenient to take on the go. We recommend trying them with a cup of tea. Don't have a cup of tea right now, so we're just going to try them as they are. It does look like these are all broken up though, which is a shame.
Not everything comes in one
Okay.
piece. Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, these are what they look like.
They are sweet. I've got to say.
Mmm.
They kind of taste like nice biscuits.
The better than, this is the best thing I've tasted yet. It's better
Really?
than, yeah, it's better than the wafer bar.
Huh?
It's better than the wafer bar, I'll give it that. I'll give it a 9.
I think it should go back to Saka now.
I'll give it a 7.5.
I give it.
7.5.
Oh. Same as Mum, 7.5. That's pretty good.
Wow, you guys really got bad
Okay,
taste.
Zach, what are you choosing next?
That.
Yeah.
That caught my
So
eye.
this is another wafer bar, and this is the Prince Polo Classic.
They should be like different, because these wafer bars can't just stay the same.
Apparently, this is one of Poland's most iconic chocolate treats, loved for its timeless flavour and satisfying texture. This classic wafer bar features multiple layers of light, crispy wafer, filled with a rich cocoa cream. So,
This is tight
that is what it looks like. Apparently, it's iconic in Poland. Let's see what it tastes like, here, boys.
That is richer.
Want to see? Give me a smell.
To be fair, the richness makes it a bit less. So, 8.1.
I'll give it a 7.
I would probably give that one a 7 as well. I didn't really enjoy it quite as much as the last one.
It was iconic.
It was nice, but I tasted a little bit more cocoa powder than I did chocolate.
Yeah.
Eli,
8.1. As I said earlier.
your turn to choose, buddy.
Yeah, you wanted to choose that one. You just.
Ooh. So this is what Eli has chosen,
Fancy.
and it says Delfina P on the front. This is an indulgent Polish chocolate bar that blends rich flavours and satisfying crunch. This premium treat features a smooth, creamy filling encased in a layer of high-quality milk chocolate. Ow! It looks like quite a small chocolate bar, so I'm not too sure how we're going to be able to share it out.
Okay. We'll just take a bite each, because we all share the same gems, don't we?
I suppose so. Okay.
Without taking bigger bites. Satisfying crunch, eh?
Okay, take a big bite, Zach, because then I can take.
He doesn't want to. He's the only one who actually likes it.
I'm not too sure what was inside that chocolate bar, but
It's got a bit of a sanitizer flavour.
that tasted really bad.
I'm saving
I don't know, it
for
reminds me of something I've tasted before. It definitely reminds me of something I've tasted before, but I can't put my finger on it. But whatever that creamy filling was on the inside didn't taste good to me, so I'm going to give that a 2.
5.
I'm gonna give it a 3, honestly.
I know what's gonna
You
Let's go for another wafer.
Another wafer.
Let's go with wafers.
I can't even pronounce that. So that is what this one is. It is another wafer bar. You see it put in? And this one is commonly known as milk wafers. And it is a delectable and popular Polish confectionery treat, beloved for their delightful combination of crispy thin layers of wafer and a rich creamy milk filling. So I'm not really seeing too much of a difference between all these wafer bars.
Going up against the bigger bit. Oh, I should get that bit.
Take it.
Mum gets that bit.
Before I eat it, guys, this is how it looks like.
Yep, looks nice.
I know. Well, she's definitely cheered up. You just wanted to be part of the action, Pudding. It tastes exactly the same as the first one.
Last time I gave that one a score, I was at 8, so I'm gonna give it the same.
I can't remember what I rated the first wafer bar we tried, but I'd rate that one the same because it was kind of the same. Whose turn is it?
Mine. The final wafer bar.
You're going to choose another wafer bar. Oh no, it's not. There's another one.
Oh no!
You're going to choose that one.
That one's coconut mind.
Are you sure? You're going to choose that?
Yes.
Zach is choosing this one.
Coconut flavoured.
Is it? Oh yeah, maybe it is. So this one is coconut flavoured wafer bar that combines tropical sweetness with a satisfying crunch. So let's see what this one's like. I think we need to start saving some of these wafer bars for Josh because we haven't actually saved him any yet.
8.5. 8.5. I still think chocolate is better. It feels like coconut.
I don't like it.
It's okay.
You don't like it?
It's okay.
I'll give it a 5 because if I liked coconut, I'm sure I would actually like it, but I'm not the biggest fan of coconut, so.
Anyways,
I'm not the biggest
my
fan
turn.
of coconut as well, but I'm quite
Wow. I'm gonna choose something else than you know what. Wafer.
I think we finished with wafer. No, we haven't finished with wafer bars yet.
Aha.
Is that what you're choosing?
Aha.
Aha. Oh no, really? Aha. Aha. That's what that one looks like. Individually packaged sesame snaps, popular in Poland, and apparently they are crunchy bars that are made up of a mixture of sesame and caramel, which is then rolled to form a thin wafer.
Cool. What? Why wafer? What? Every time wafer. Is it like wafer is the king in?
At least
in Poland, like wafer.
Yeah.
At least it isn't seaweed like the last 2 videos we did.
Oh yeah, with the Asian boxes we had a lot of seaweed, didn't we?
So that's
what it looks like.
It's hard to chew into.
Avery is just down here, by the way, guys. I just couldn't keep hold of her anymore. She's still happy though. You smell?
It doesn't taste very nice.
No, you're right. Not even wafer.
4.9.
4.9. Can't you just give it a 5? That's very specific.
I mean, because everyone has different tastes. So, Mum, you're next.
I'll give it a 5. I don't think it was that bad. What would you give it?
I'm probably gonna give it like a 4.
And it gets stuck into your teeth so easily.
Yeah, the seeds do get stuck in your teeth. Okay, is it my turn?
Yep.
Surprise, surprise! We have another wafer bar.
Yep.
This one has a rich and smooth cocoa cream filling enrobed with luscious milk chocolate. So I don't really understand how that makes it any different to the last few that we've tried, aside from the coconut one. That seems to be the only one that's different. Careful, buddy.
I'm the
Only one that
and the
stands
second
out.
wafer bar we ate, which was richer.
Oh, it's all dropping everywhere.
Oh wait, again, I keep forgetting about this. This is what it looks like it's melting, so
It's a tiny bit
My
less.
fingers are covered in chocolate after this box.
It's a tiny bit less rich than the classic, but not too far off. I give it like a 5.5.
I give it like a 9.5. That's my biggest rating.
I give it a 6 or a 7.
Best for last, and I've only got one decision.
So this is all that's left, and I can tell you now, boys, I am not going to be partaking in this because
You have to rate it though, Mum.
No, I don't. I don't like coffee. These are hard candies. Hard, basically, they're hard espresso flavoured candies. So we had something very similar to this in the last box. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was also coffee, but it was in a different shape. It was like a pill kind of shape.
This one's a pill shape too.
Yeah, I think these are the same shape. I think they are pretty much almost the exact same thing. So that is what it looks like.
If you guys remember this, just click down the comments down below. Sorry, babes, you can't.
We have comments.
Yes, I have comments.
Yeah, it looks just the same.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a 6.5. Not too bad.
Guys, hear me out on this one. 10.
10.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Do you really like coffee flavour that much?
Yeah, it's so good.
Right, so there we have it. That is all of the treats done.
Now
Luckily, we managed to remember to save some bits for Josh towards the end.
we definitely saved some pretzel sticks.
And we saved some coffee.
So where does Poland fit in on all of the boxes we've tried so far then?
Honestly, Japan is still my favourite. Because this...
What did we get in Japan?
Yeah, yeah. Japan was our very first box. I think Japan is still my favourite.
I thought you voted for South Korea.
No, I think I like Japan more.
Okay.
I think I like Japan more. I did enjoy that box. I enjoyed how much like sweet food was in it, but essentially it got a little bit repetitive. Obviously, wafers are quite a big thing in Poland. Don't get me wrong, I like a wafer, but it did get a little bit repetitive that time. So I think Japan still takes the top spot for me.
Eli, what's your favourite country still?
Was Japan my top spot?
No, it wasn't. I think it was South Korea.
Okay, still Korea.
Okay, and
So Poland hasn't knocked it off the top spot then.
the pretzel stick's your favourite.
I am going to go with the first wafer that we tried. The first one. I can't remember which one that was. But the first wafer that we tried was nice. I think all the wafers after that just kind of tasted similar or the same.
Those are your favourite. No, yeah. So what's your favourite, Eli?
Pretzel sticks.
My favourite,
Can't remember.
as you know, is the thing inside my mouth. That pill thing, the coffee.
I'm
thing,
moving them up. I'm moving the
sweet.
pretzel sticks up to 10.
10? 10 for pretzel sticks.
You can change it if you want because the video isn't ended yet. And speaking of video, please subscribe and like this video. And that's all I have to say.
Little YouTuber in the making. So, I am going to take little Missy downstairs now because she's starting to get a little bit fussy. But, believe it or not, she is a lot less fussy than she was downstairs with Josh. Giving Dads a hard time downstairs, weren't you, Pudding? Yeah.
I think her tummy ache's over now.
Yeah, maybe. She goes through a little bit of a witching hour at this time of day. It's currently 10 to 6. So, anywhere between sort of 3 and 7, she kind of goes through a bit of a funny hour. So hopefully the hour's nearly up now because it's not nice seeing her upset, especially when we don't really know what's wrong. So I hope you enjoyed our little Try Treats box with us. I will leave all of the information down below as always, and if you use the code MummyAvery you can get 15% off your first box. So once again I'll leave all of that information down below, and thank you again to Try Treats for sending over these goodies. Evening guys, it is quite late. It's currently 10:30 at night. And excuse this on my face, by the way. This started out as pretty much a non-existent, non-visible spot, and I picked it, and that's the price I'm paying. Anyway, the reason why I'm still up this late, I've just given Avery her baclofen. She would normally have hydrocortisone at this time as well, but she actually has her short actin test tomorrow. I think we've rescheduled this test now about 4 times because Avery has to be well to be able to have the test, and every single time we had the test booked she became unwell. So I've got all of her stuff ready. I've got her morning meds over there, and I've got her bottle of hydrocortisone in the fridge ready to take to the hospital with us because we are not to give Avery her hydrocortisone again in the morning. She was not to have the last dose the night before and the first dose the day of, and then by the time we get there she'll be having her tests done, and then she'll have a dose once she's had the test done. So she will be having a cannula put in and we'll be there for a few hours. We need to be at the hospital by 8 so that she can have the numbing cream. So yeah, that is the plan for tomorrow, and fingers crossed we actually get some good news from this test. Avery is obviously fast asleep. I managed to get her nappy changed and get her gaiters on before she woke up and give her her meds and put her SATS monitor on. It's become a little bit of a kind of challenge at night now to get all these things done while she still sleeps. Everyone else is actually asleep, and that is where I'm headed now because I am very tired. We have just arrived at the hospital. Pudding has done really, really well in her new car seat. Haven't you, baby girl? Hey? She's probably ready to get out now. So we are going to head into the hospital. And hopefully this test brings some good news. I never know where to look when I'm filming with my phone because I can't actually see where the camera is. I think it's there. But yeah, we're gonna head into the hospital now and get this test done. Evening guys, it is Friday night. Josh is actually downstairs feeding Avery tonight. I've been getting so tired come this time of day, so much so that I'm really finding it hard not to fall to sleep when I'm down there feeding her. So Josh is feeding her tonight, and yeah. I thought I'd just give you an update on Avery's test results and also how the test went. The kind of whole arrangement was a little bit of a disaster, I'm not gonna lie, because we got there and the endocrine nurse that was supposed to be meeting us there to do the test didn't show up and her phone was going straight to voicemail. I later found out that she's actually off work for reasons that the doctor couldn't tell me, so it's obviously personal, which obviously is fair enough. However, she hadn't actually put it on the books or kind of let any of the nurses on the PAU know that Avery was going in for that test. So for an hour and a half, Avery and I were just kind of sat there trying to ring this nurse. I didn't have anyone else to get in touch with, and it kind of got to the point where I was about to leave because there really wasn't much point in us staying there. Avery hadn't had her hydrocortisone since the day before, so obviously she was kind of at risk, or you know what we were aware of, she was at risk of adrenal crisis because she wasn't having her hydrocortisone. So in the end, luckily, the kind of doctors and nurses on the ward managed to get everything together so that she could still have that test done, which I'm really glad about. The test was fairly straightforward. She had her baseline bloods done first, and then she had the synacthin, which was the medicine, and that was administered through the cannula. And then they had to take a set of bloods at 30 minutes past the synacthin and then 60 minutes past the synacthin. So we were only there for another hour after they administered the cannula, and then they took the cannula out and we were able to leave. So the test itself ran fairly smoothly. Avery was an absolute dream. She was so well behaved and she barely even flinched when she had the cannula put in. She did have the numbing cream on, which kind of was sat on her for about an hour and a half, because luckily they did put that cream on in anticipation that they would end up doing the tests anyway, and lucky that she did because she could have the tests. Anyway, so after that we went home and went about our day, and today we actually had an appointment with the endocrine consultant, and he told us that from the test it looks as though Avery's adrenal insufficiency has corrected itself. So Avery can now come off the hydrocortisone. She is no longer adrenal insufficient, and I'm over the moon. It's just so nice to have some good news. I'm over the moon about it. No more hydrocortisone, so that's one less medicine. The doctor did say as she's coming off it, she may be a little bit drowsy for a couple of days, but it's one less med that she has to have in her system now, and it's one less worry. Adrenal insufficiency is, you know, it's a life-threatening condition, and it's one that we really had to worry about, especially when she was sick. There were so many different procedures and like protocols that we had to go through if she was sick or if she vomited. And then also there was the IM injection that we had to give to her if you know, she vomited more than one dose or if she became really unwell. And we did have to do that once, and honestly it was horrible. I'd say it was probably up there with having to pass an NG tube. It was horrible having to inject her. It's one thing holding your child or somebody else puts a needle in them, but having to do it yourself, knowing that you are literally the person inflicting that pain, it was horrible. And I'm just so glad that we don't have to do it again. I'm so glad that this is something that's actually corrected itself, because this isn't something that she was born with. If you haven't followed my channel for a while, the reason she was adrenal insufficient is because she was on a very high dose of steroids. She was on a course of a high dosage of steroids. It was prednisolone, and that was to treat hypsarrhythmia in her EEG. So kind of a pattern in her EEG that usually pointed to suspected infantile spasms, which is a very dangerous kind of seizure. So it is something they needed to treat. And oddly enough, the course of prednisolone did not actually help the hypsarrhythmia. The hypsarrhythmia was still there, and also actually from her last EEG, it looks as though there is still like a potential hypsarrhythmic pattern in her EEG, but it's not quite as obvious as it was a year or two ago, which I'm going to take as a positive. But anyway, she had to have this treatment, and then because it was such a high course or such a high dose of steroids, she needed to go straight onto hydrocortisone once the course had stopped, until she had this short synapthin test just to make sure that the prednisolone hadn't messed with her natural cortisol levels. When she went for that short synapthin test, we found out that actually it had messed with her levels and she was adrenal insufficient. So in other words, without that hydrocortisone, her body wouldn't produce enough cortisol of its own, which can be really dangerous. So she had to stay on the hydrocortisone, and we have had to reschedule this test so many times because Avery cannot have this test done if she is not well. Obviously being unwell strongly affects your cortisol levels, so she couldn't have this test if she was unwell, and every single time we had this test booked in, she was unwell. Whether it was a sickness bug or a cold or a chest infection, she has been unwell every single time, and we have tried for months and months and months to get this test done. So finally she's had it done and she doesn't need the hydrocortisone anymore, so I'm just over the moon about it. But I am gonna close this vlog out here. I hope you enjoyed spending a bit of time with us. Sorry, I am half asleep by this point if you can't tell. I hope you enjoyed being able to come to an appointment. I know that I don't really film Avery's appointments and kind of going out and about on all of sort of Avery's bits and bobs as much as I used to. Honestly guys, that is purely because, especially when I'm on my own, which for this appointment I was, it is really difficult for me to be able to do everything now that Avery is heavier. It's just, it takes it out of me, I'm not gonna lie, and then filming on top of that, it can be a little bit much. So I'm glad I was able to do it this time, and also I gave you guys a little bit of a peek of what she is like in her new car seat, which she's doing brilliantly in, by the way. She's doing really well in it, and she seems to be enjoying facing forward too, which is nice. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Bye guys.